Welcome to Neo Royal, House of Pricey Cardboard. On today's Commander gameplay, we're taking a special trip to the Arena of the Ancients.
On today's episode of Commander Gameplay, we are using a game recorded on Fitz's stream, Arena of the Ancients. Fitz is streaming EDH or CEDH on Sundays around 7 PM Eastern Time. He is getting a lot of great guests on the show, and I'm sure he's got a lot more from where this is coming. Our fourth player today is Carl from the One More Mana crew. You can check them out here on YouTube. They release a lot of great content, Magic and EDH related. For this match, Fitz will be playing his Saskia the Unyielding list. Named Xena, warrior princess style, it features a lot of badass women from the MTG lore and is trying to win with a lot of combat damage. Being in every color but blue, he has a great selection of elves, angels and humans. Cal's commander for today will be Gyrus, Worker of Corpses. This giant Hydra from the Windgrace precons is not something I see very often, so I was quite excited to see it in action. It is of course a reanimator deck, packing a bit of self-mill and sneak attack types of effect to get good damage on all his opponents. Almost half of his deck is creatures, so a lot of them have removal types of ETBs. Kelly will be playing our new version of Alela, Artful Provocator. Going with what she likes best, we turned this deck into a quote-unquote mono-black list. She is running dual lands that can tap for both black and another color, and all her basics are swamps. More than that, every spell costs at least a black or is colorless. So we have Dimir, Orzhov and mono-black, but no Azorius anymore. This gives a little flavor push to Alela, and I think Kelly likes this better. For myself, I will be playing Kumena, Tyrant of Orazca. This is a Merfolk tribal list looking to use Kumena's ability to get card advantage and then pump all Merfolks to grab the win. I'm packing multiple untappers to get more value every turn, and Kumena can easily take out a player with commander damage with the right tools. As we were guests this time, only me and Kelly noted our openers. Kelly's opening hand contains Animate Dead, Arguel's Bloodfast, Kaya's Wrath, Merciless Eviction, Wayfarer's Bauble, Polluted Delta, and a Watery Grave. My opening hand contains Benthic Biomancer, Pure Imaginative Rascal, Quest for Renewal, Temple of Mystery, a basic forest, and a basic island. Cal gets to start this off. And land drops Overgrown Tomb tapped. Fitz land drops a Ganjo Castle, while Kelly land drops a Polluted Delta, cracking it for a Scrub land, before casting Wayfarer's Bauble. I land drop an island and cast Benthic Biomancer. Cal land drops a basic mountain, and Fitz land drops a Carplucin forest. He then casts Arcane Signet and pass. Kelly land drops a Watery Grave untapped. She then cracks the Bauble for a basic swamp. I land drop a forest and cast Quest for Renewal. I will go to combat and send one to Fitz. As for once, I am not the host.
I'll take the one.
Putting a counter on my quest. Cal land drops a forest and declares that this will be his last slow turn. Fitz land drops a snow-covered plains before casting yet another ramp, Cultivate. Kelly land drops a Myriad Landscape and casts Arguel's Bloodfast.
And at the beginning of my upkeep, if I have 5 or less life, I can transform Arguel's Bloodfast. Pretty sure it's never gonna happen, but it's there. And I'm gonna pass. I land drop Unclaimed Territory, naming Merfolks, and then cast Pure Imaginative Rascal. Entering the battlefield, I search my library for Tutti, Imaginary Friend.
The question while you're looking is, how many times have you decked yourself with Tutti?
In this deck, none. In my Atraxa deck, at least 4 times. Going to combat again, I send the Biomancer to Fitz, putting 2 counters on my quest because of Pure. Cal land drops a swamp, and casts Emberwild Captain. Entering the battlefield, Cal becomes the Monarch. He draws at the end step and pass. Fitz land drops Fitzed Heath, and casts Phyrexian Arena, followed by Sylvan Library. He's checking all the boxes. Mana, card draw. Here we go.
It's gotta lay that foundation.
Kelly casts Talisman of Dominance. She cracks Myriad Landscape for 2 basic swamps and pass. I then drop Temple of Mystery, scrying 1. I then cast my commander. Kumena, Tyrant of Orazca.
The same power that drives the river ever onward flows through the roots and branches. To me.
For my combat step, I send the Biomancer and Peer to Fitz. My quest will now be active, untapping all my creatures on each player's turn. Cal then drops a Bloodstained Mire, cracking it for a Smoldering March. He then casts Wolf of Devil's Breach.
Damn.
Yeah. Don't worry about it. It's totally gonna be fine. It's not just gonna just crush people.
Joining me in the violence, the captain attacks Fitz. Cal draws at the end step and pass. Fitz draws an additional card at the upkeep. He then resolves the Sylvan Library, keeping no extras. He then drops a Cinderglade.
For 4, I'm gonna play 3 visits and Rampant Growth.
Wow.
He shocks in an overgrown tomb from the 3 visits. He then casts Torev, Dev Karin Lich, and pass. Kelly then drops Temple of Deceit, scrying 1. She casts her commander, Alela, Artful Provocator.
Wrangles pranks are child's play. My name's Untap Kingdoms.
On my turn, I cast Master of the Pearl Trident. I then adapt 1 my Benthic Biomancer, putting 2 counters on the Merfolk and looting once. I then tap 3 Merfolks to draw a card with Kumena's ability. Still without a land, I pass.
Would you like to untap with me?
Yes.
Wonderful.
Cal then drops a Hall of the Bandit Lord. He then heads into combat, sending the wolf to me. On attack, he discards Gargoyles to deal 6 damage to my commander. Reacting to the target, I tap my Merfolks to draw a card. I then take 5 damage. In second main, Cal casts Eternal Witness, returning Gargoyles to hand with the ETB. Fitz draws for the arena and then resolves the Sylvan Library, this time keeping all the extras for 8 life. He casts Mox Ember and then Samut, Voice of Descent.
Water girl.
She knows that Bolas is terrible.
Hey, you don't want to hear that Bolas slander here.
Going to combat, Storev attacks Cal. The captain triggers, losing Fitz 3 life. Cal then blocks with the captain, taking 3 from the trample and trading. This makes Fitz the monarch. In second main, Fitz casts Painful Truths with 3 different colors. He then follows up with Night Whispers. At the end step, Kelly activates the Bloodfast and draws a card, while Fitz draws from Monarch. She untaps and then drops Isolated Chapel. Starting with combat, Alela attacks Fitz, and Kelly becomes the monarch. In second main, she casts Cold Clamp, triggering Alela for a fairy. The fairy then gets clamped for 2 cards. After that, she casts Wrinkle, Master of Pranks. She draws for Monarch and pass. I then drop an island and cast Gilded Lotus. I go to combat, sending Benthic Biomancer to Kelly this time. I draw for Monarch and pass.
Still do some damage, just not all the damage. Not all the damage.
I'm not that sad. I'm only that left.
You got yourself there on your own.
Yeah.
Cal then drops Kissig Wolf Run.
Once again, don't worry about it. It's fine.
He then casts Hilharg the Raised Boar, using the Hall of the Bandit Lord. After that, he casts Sakura Tribe Elder.
Now I'm going to proceed to all the damage step.
Yes. Damage.
I really want the Monarch. So I'm going to attack with...
Hilharg and the Wolf attack me. Hilharg triggers and Cal puts Bane of Progress to the battlefield tapped and attacking. Kelly draws a card before the Bane's ETB resolves. I have a reaction as well, casting Resculpt on the Hilharg. We then resolve the Bane ETB, destroying 9 artifacts and enchantments. I block the Bane with Peer and take 5 from the Wolf. In second main, Cal sacrifices Steve for a mountain. He then returns the Bane to hand and draws for Monarch.
Phil, I really wanted that Boar God.
Well, you did swing for a lot.
I told you it was coming.
Fitz casts Timna the Weaver. He then casts his commander, Saskia the Unyielding.
You heard the chief, she wants them dead!
you choosing?
I'm gonna choose the player I think is in the lead.
That's me, right?
Yeah, it is. It is you.
Kelly then drops Temple of Silence, scrying 1. She hops into combat, sending Rankle to Kyle. Upon dealing damage, each player must discard a card and then draw 1, losing a life. In second main, Kelly casts Chromatic Lantern, followed by Animate Dead, targeting Gargo's Vicious Watcher in the graveyard. Kelly draws for Monarch at the end step and pass.
You're the Monarch and short may you reign.
I am not touching
Yeah, I
that
know I'm
monarch
gonna get
with
smacked.
I'm not touching that
Well,
monarch with a
this is-
10-foot pole.
I see you've learned my strategy here.
On my turn, I recast my commander and ship the turn to Cal. Cal then drops Command Tower and casts Cathartic Reunion, discarding 2 and drawing 3. After that, he casts Grave Titan, using the Hall of the Bandit Lord, creating 2 zombie tokens with the ETB. Heading into combat, the Wolf and Titan attacks Kelly. Attacking, the Titan creates another 2 zombies. Kelly blocks the Wolf with Gargoyles and the Titan with a Fairy.
I will be sad that I'm not the king. Pass the turn.
I'd be happy that I'm not watching this game like Chad is. I'm amazed I'm still alive.
Fitz then drops his own Command Tower, before casting Gisela, Blade of Gold Knight.
That's
Either
what
way.
I'm thinking.
I'm gonna get
Maybe
pumped.
Maybe I will become the Monarch.
He then follows up with Akroma's Will. In reaction, I draw by tapping 3 Merfolks but don't find an answer. We then go to combat, where Fitz sends Gisela, Saskia and Timna to me for 30 points of damage, while Samut goes to Kelly for 12. On damage, Saskia triggers and deals 60 to Cal because of Gisela. In second main, Fitz pays 2 life to Timna and draws 2. He then draws for Monarch and pass. Kelly then drops Underground Sea. She then casts Blackblade Reforge, equipping it to Alela. Now in a 1v1, she sends Alela, Rankle and a Fairy to Fitz. Fitz blocks Rankle with Gisela and takes 6. In second main, Kelly casts Kaya's Wrath, gaining 3 life and destroying all creatures. She draws for Monarch and pass. Fitz then drops Yevimaya Hollow. He then casts Gisela the Broken Blade. After that, he casts Selvalla's Stampede. He gets 1 creature from the deck and 1 permanent from the hand, flipping into Selvala, Heart of the Wild, and dropping Nayit of the Dire Hunt from his hand. Satisfied, he passes. Kelly then drops Path of Ancestry. She recasts Alela and equips the Black Blade to her before drawing at the end step and passing. Fitz then drops Exotic Orchard and recasts his commander, naming Kelly with the ETB. At the beginning of combat, Fitz activates Nayit to double her own power. Kelly then have no choice but to block. Fitz sends Saskia and Nayit to Kelly, using the Yevimaya Hollow to regenerate Nayit. In second main, Fitz casts Soul Majesty, drawing 6. He casts Burgeoning and discards Avacyn to end size. On her turn, Kelly casts Phyrexian Reclamation, followed by a Bitter Blossom, a Mighty Reaper, a Grim Arispex, and finally a Zolaport Cutthroat. She then goes to combat, sending Alela to Fitz, who blocks with Gisela. Fitz then drops a snow-covered forest and casts Eerie Ultimatum.
Oh god.
That discarding Avacyn was indeed shady.
He then casts Ruinous Ultimatum.
I should have missed Merciless.
I
But
mean,
I was like,
you don't expect a double ultimatum turn.
Yeah, correct.
You're not supposed to be able to go.
In my hand.
14 different colors.
Yeah.
With everything on his side and nothing on Kelly's side, he just needs to swing and take the victory. Well played.
Let
Okay.
that be a lesson, kids. If your friend ramps for 5 turns, you take him out, teach him.
Especially if that friend is me.
Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. You can check out my guests from today's episode on Twitter, Twitch for Fitz, and YouTube for Kyle. Take care, my friend. Don't be afraid to take out your friends when they are ramping and throwing like crazy, and we'll see you very soon.